Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Feel Alive call this morning. If you guys are ready for Transformation Tuesday, drop some sevens in the chat. We have a very special guest that's going to be sharing with us this morning, but you guys know what time it is, right? We are going to kick off this call taking our shot, right? So everybody get your shots out, glasses up. And our special guest, Bryce, this is how we do it on the Feel Alive call. The guest who's speaking today gets to make the toast. So on this Transformation Tuesday, I am going to ask you to make our morning toast. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So happy to be here. Look, I don't have my shot glass. I got the bottle. I'm gonna drink out the bottle. I'm gonna take my shot. I'm gonna take my shot straight out the bottle today, if that's okay with all of you on this call, right?
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Absolutely, absolutely. But let's go ahead and let's toast to health, wealth, abundance, um, keeping God at the center of our business, keeping God at the center of our lives, and ultimately the greatest feeling of emotion in the world, love. Let's toast to love.
Here,
Love, love.
let's go, guys. Give it a shot.
Everybody is
Yes. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Woo! Well, we are so excited to have you today. We are super honored and excited to have you guys. One house coming over to the NVU family. You are such an inspiration to so many people. So young, so wise, so successful. And so we're super honored to have you today. So everybody drop some fire in the chat for none other than our newest family member, Mr. Bryce Thompson. Woo!
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you for having me. Let me just, before I say anything, I want to give it back to Miss Lisa Nicole. This is our second time really sharing the stage. This time it's a virtual stage.
Mm-hmm.
But just within a short span of time that I've gotten to know her, I wish we would have connected a long time ago. I learned so much, and I learned so much in Atlanta just from hearing her speak. And I know she was able to give a really great perspective to so many women and men in the room that, are really trying to figure out how to fit, a business model like this, an opportunity like this into what they're already doing or into, the dreams, goals, and aspirations that they have. And I think that, even for myself, I've always taught people this, like, you can't really fit this in. Like, you can't just, like, when it comes, you got to really figure out what you want out of this opportunity. Of course, the products and services are great. Of course, the business model as a whole is great, but you got to really figure out exactly what do you want from this opportunity? What are you trying to gain from a health perspective, a financial perspective, an emotional perspective? You really have to figure that out, and you gotta figure that out fast, because the sooner you decide what you want to do with the opportunity, the closer you'll actually get to accomplishing it. So, when I came into this business, or just the whole industry as a whole, direct sales, network marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever you want to call it, I was 20 years old. I didn't really choose the industry. The industry really chose me. Right. I didn't say, hey, you know what? I want to go do that. No, opportunity came my way and I was open to receive it. And the way it happened was kind of funny. I'm gonna kind of condense my story as much as I can, but I was 20 years old. I was working an internship in Cleveland, Ohio, right? And I was studying to be an engineer. So I was working a manufacturing internship for this company called Rockwell Automation. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's perfectly fine if you haven't. But that was the name of the company. And I was making about $25 an hour, right? $20 to $25 an hour. For me, I was rich. Well, not rich, but I was doing really, really well. Like $20 to $25 an hour. I'm like, man, this is the first time that I'm making, some real money. And I started to realize that, okay, I don't really want to do this. Like I couldn't see myself sitting in that cubicle, as creative and as like motivated and ambitious as I am. Like I just was confined to a cubicle. So I understood corporate America wasn't going to be something that was going to be for me long term. But $20 to $25 an hour was for me, right? I'm like, look, I'm here for the money. I'm not here for anything else but the money. And what I realized is I wasn't making $20 to $25 an hour. I started realizing I was selling the hour of my life for $20 to $25 because I was there for the money. I wasn't doing something that was fulfilling. I wasn't doing anything that was making me feel like I was getting closer to my dreams and goals. So, funny enough, I have an older brother. My older brother started sending me, like charts, and he started sending me, cryptocurrency things that he was doing. And I was like, oh, okay, what is this? He was already a full-time engineer at the time. He was working for a company called Boeing. I don't know if y'all know, but a lot of the planes, commercial planes that we fly in, they're made by Boeing. So he was working for the company that created the planes. So he started sending me this. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm changing my schedule at work. I think I'm gonna start working, on and off weeks. And the weeks I'm not working, I'm gonna be trading Bitcoin." I said, "Wow, I'm working an internship as an engineer. He's a full-time engineer. So for him to say that, it started changing my perspective of how I think and what I think my career path should be. So I said, you know what, let me go ahead and open up a brokerage account. Let me go ahead and, let me try it out. Like, let me just see what Bitcoin, I'm starting to hear a little bit more about it. This is in 2017. This was 7 years ago. So I'm like, all right, let me go check it out. So I opened up my brokerage account and I traded Bitcoin for the first time. Simple. I made money my very, very first time. $50. Not a huge deal. Maybe to some of y'all like, amazing. That was me. I was like, amazing. I made $50 at the click of a button, not knowing a thing of what I was doing. I was just trying it out. And it was at that moment, honestly, that I really realized I was going to be rich and successful. For the first time in my life, like of course we always say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be rich one day. I'm gonna be a millionaire one day. I'm gonna do this one day. I'm gonna be in a movie one day. It was at this specific moment in my life where I knew it. I felt it. And if you have that feeling and you've ever had that experience, trust me, you'll be able to remember it because I can tell this story like 10, 11,000 times over. That $50 felt like 50 million. Why? I did it at the click of a button and I didn't know. I did it on accident. So I told myself, let me start learning on purpose, right? Let me start learning on purpose so I can do this more frequently. So I said, you know what? Let me actually like start watching the videos because here's the thing. This is where I got introduced to I Am Academy. I got introduced to the actual industry of direct sales. I thought that I was just joining Bitcoin. I thought Bitcoin was the company. I thought cryptocurrencies was like, hey, I needed to be in a direct sales or company in order to trade cryptocurrency. That's how fresh my mind was to the industry. So I did what any normal 19, 20-year-old kid would do. I started telling my friends, not in a bragging way, but more in a like, I'm gonna be rich and so are you. Right? I've figured it out. I know exactly what we're gonna do to make $1 million. It's not gonna be getting an internship. So my friends was like, all right, what you got, Bryce? BT, what's going on? I'm like, man, look, here's this link. This is, my brother told me to send this link out. So here's this link. This is how I signed up. You sign up too. It's only $200. So of course my friends started signing up and I started helping them set up their trading accounts. Some of them I helped make money. A lot of them I helped lose money, right? But it's okay because I didn't know what I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought, hey, you know what? You sign up, you're gonna make money every single time. That's how I felt because that was my experience. So, as my friends are coming on and enrolling, I'll never forget it. On a Friday, I got paid $71. And I said, hold on. So I get paid from trading the crypto and from just signing people up. That's when my whole life changed because I didn't even know. Like I was a customer first, like genuinely. Most people come into this industry and they think, oh man, you know what? Let me sell this product. Let me sell this service. Let me refer somebody. I always tell people, I don't know how to be successful in this industry without being a product of the product. So I'm always like, hey, you know what? Let me experience the product first because that's how I can, genuinely and passionately tell somebody else about it. I'm not a salesman, I'm a talesman. I don't sell people on an opportunity. I don't sell people on a product. I don't sell people on a service. I tell people about something I'm using and how it benefited me. So this was, and I can only backtrack my success. So when I say that, that's just because that's the only way that I've known how to become successful. I made that money and I started telling my friends about it. Soon enough, a few months go by, my internship is over. I go back to school that fall at $1,000 a month residually, just based off the compensation plan. And at that point, I started understanding the power of growing an organization, growing a community, growing a culture, right? Growing like a team. And it started at just the campus I was on. I was telling my friends, telling my classmates at Morehouse College. I went to Morehouse in Atlanta, Georgia, if anybody's ever heard of it. And I said, you know what? Let me start going to other college campuses. Let me start going to other college campuses. I started going to other colleges in the area. I ended up transferring to North Carolina A&T with my roommate, Joshua Stewart, which I'm sure a lot of you are going to get to meet. We were at the time, he was at $2,000 a month. Now I'm at $5,000 a month. Things are going. My life is like people are joining, people are growing, people are starting to know who I am. And I'm like, I'm Bryce, right? They're like, oh, aren't you Bryce? You're the kid at $5,000 a month. I'm like, yeah, that's me, right? So, I got my roommate. We get this really nice apartment. Then Josh introduces me to an individual named Kalaya in North Carolina, which a lot of you are going to get to meet on this call. This was almost 7 years ago. 7 years ago. He introduced me to this guy named Kalaya. He came to our apartment and he's like, hey man, look, I want to, what do you guys got? What are you guys doing? Like, I see the apartment y'all live in, I see you guys are making money somehow. And that's when it clicked again. I said, oh, wow. Everything that we did and the experiences that we had in our small area, people are in other places around the world just like us, especially at other college campuses. So here we are at a whole nother school that we transferred to doing the same thing we did at Morehouse. But at this point, we don't know anybody. Kalaya knows everybody. So Kalaya, he gets to 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Now I'm at 10. I'm 21 years old, 10,000 on a campus. I said, you know what? I go to school one day. I'll never forget, it was my engineering economics class. And the teacher was, I think he was a Chinese man. And English was definitely not his first language. Because I'll never forget just trying to figure out what he was saying every single day. And it was one time I was fed up. I looked at my back office and it said, "You are making now $10,000 a month." I walked out of class and I did not return that semester. I didn't. I walked out of class, I did not return. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna spend the rest of this semester not on my college campus. I'm gonna spend the rest of this semester on everybody else's. So I went to almost every college campus you can think of in the United States, Harvard included. I did a whole presentation at Harvard. Funny thing is, I applied to go to Harvard and they didn't even call me back. But here I am at Harvard doing a presentation, telling all the college students how now I'm at $50,000 a month as a college student. So that semester that I took off, I went from 10,000 to 50,000. $50,000 a month. I was 22 years old. 22 years old. I ended up making my first $1 million at 22, all because some of the risky decisions I had to make at 20, 21 years old. So funny thing is, the individual that we met at North Carolina A&T, Tom goes on, he ends up going from 10 grand, 25 grand, all the way up to $50,000 a month. So not only was it happening for me, it didn't click until it started happening for other people. And I realized in this business, and most people in the world, like people are gonna get excited. People are gonna get like super pumped, super amped when they see you do it. They'll be like, "Oh man, like I saw you working this whole time. I knew eventually you'd be successful." All right, that's what they'll say. But they'll join when they see you do it for somebody else. They'll join, right? They'll be fully invested. And that's what I've realized. Like, okay, you know, if I can be successful, great. But if I can help like other people become successful, oh, that's when we're gonna completely take over. And I see that with Envision You. I look at this opportunity and this business, this platform, this company. This is just a domino effect, and we're just getting started. Dominoes are falling for sure, but they're gonna start really falling in the next 6 months. I guarantee after Atlanta, this convention, just from knowing what I know and seeing what I've seen, dominoes are gonna continue. They're gonna fall like they're just gonna fall faster than they've ever failed coming out of that convention. And what I want to do is, before I even go too far deep, I actually want to bring up Kalaya because I actually told him to get on this call. Like this guy has, you know, we've been knowing each other for 7 years, all just from the story that I just told you. I went from Morehouse, transferred to North Carolina A&T just to meet somebody like Kalaya, another individual who didn't even know that somebody like myself or Josh even lived in the world. But here we are in Greensboro, North Carolina, 7 years ago, and we're still here today. But this time, you know, we've been able to reach 7+ figures in this industry. And this is only week 2 for us here at Envision You. This is week 2. I'm sorry, this is day 16. What's today's day? Yeah, this is day 16 for us in Envision You. And Kalaya is the newest emerald in the whole entire company here with Envision You. So, you know, to do what he's done in 16 days, I can't say that I haven't seen him do like crazy things before. Literally went from being a big, we call it a big nuke, but we Kappas for anybody that knows anything about fraternities. But I literally watched him, you know, being a party promoter to, you know, being a noob on campus to going owning a club, right? To actually making, you know, multiple 6 and 7 figures within this industry. And now we're here to like really turn Envision You up on a whole nother level. But I wanted to bring Kalaya up just to really share, you know, share his his perspective, his testimony of utilizing some of the products and services, and just kind of give us some game on exactly how we plan on attacking this whole entire opportunity. Kalai, you got the floor, bro.
No, perfect, perfect. And first things first, I just want to say, BT, I appreciate you so much, man. For allowing me the opportunity to come up here and just give some insight. And I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Lisa Nicole Cloud as well. Because when we was in Atlanta, that was my first time actually hearing her speak, and this perspective that she gave. Again, like you said, everybody could have took something from that. So to actually be on this call with her is definitely amazing as well, because we already know all the amazing things that she's been able to do within Envision You already. And, again, I tell people all the time that the best days are not behind us, but they're actually on the way. So I'm excited for what's to come. Absolutely. But, man, when we talk about, Envision You specifically and, these tools, these products, and I was actually on the back end, I took my shot with y'all as well. So, I had to get on that. But, as it comes down to it, I think that what we have here is very revolutionary. Especially coming from, the digital education space and just the previous opportunity that, myself, Bryce, and the rest of us were in. I can tell you that what we're doing with David and Yvonne and everyone that's done on the back end with this app specifically, it's next level. I'm going to be real. When we talk about hitting Emerald, this and that, honestly, it's simply because of all the stuff that's happened on the back end with the company. It's because it sells itself. We just being all the way transparent. When I think about this app, and even if for my people that are very familiar with the trading space right now, there has been a lot of things just in the industry that have almost taken away the mobile feel of trading. Like I'll even say all the way transparent, prior to the app, I was having to trade on the secondary platforms. You have to have, an iPad or a PC or something like that to actually use. But now with this app, people are now getting that mobile feel again. But then you have these other features like a swipe feature, right? You can set it up by risk percentage, lot size. During presentations, Bryce will tell you that when we're doing presentations at colleges, we're having to explain what a pip is and a lot size and really, really go in depth with everything. But right here within Envision You, it's making it very simple for all types of people, all different walks of life. It doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. Everybody can get attached and can show somebody just how to be able to go ahead and win in this space just off a simple swipe. And, Bryce, I don't want to take up too much time. I just all the way real, man. I'm excited for 2024. I know it's going to be the year of expansion. Like David said, I add on top of that, man, I feel like it's the year for fulfilled promises. And I'm just super excited. I can't wait for Atlanta. I can't wait to, hey, honestly, transparently speaking, God willing, I would love to go ahead and get that nice Envision You blue jacket, if I'm just being all the way real. So we're going to go ahead and impact more lives, man, and keep this thing pushing. But again, Miss Lisa Nicole Cloud, I appreciate you. Thank you, every single person on this call. And Bryce, always, it's love, brother.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me go ahead and pin my video back. Y'all go ahead and give some 777s in the chat. Please, please, if you don't mind, for my brother, Mr. Kalaya Lacombe. Absolutely. Just like he said, man, this is the very, very, very beginning. Even, for all of you on this call that's been, with Envision You for the last year, I think that, I scale it like this. And, David has a very, very similar scale. He says, a lot of companies in this industry, they don't really blow up or take off until year 3. And I don't think it's going to take 3 years for us at all. It's not. I've definitely been very, very clear with David about that. I really don't think that, just for the simple fact that I've seen what we've been able to do in the past, and I think that Envision You has everything that it needs to go out and be at $1 billion a year, as far as the leadership is concerned, and as far as the back end is concerned. I was telling this story on a call like 2 days ago. I actually I shared this opportunity with a guy named Jorge. Jorge lives out in Spain. And, when he enrolled, he was like, oh, wow. Like, this company is licensed and registered in Spain? I said, yes. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'll ask David. He's like, well, it says it right here on my enrollment sheet. It says, this is the location Like, this is right by my house in Malaga. I said, okay. What does that mean? He's like, bro, to be licensed, registered company in Spain is expensive. He's like, I've never been a part of any company in this industry that was licensed and registered in Spain. And I'm from Spain. He's like, the only other company that I know is Herbalife. And I said, wow. I said, well, I have heard of Herbalife. I've never been in Herbalife, but I went ahead and shot David a text. I said, David, how much money is Herbalife doing roughly? He said, about $5 to $7 billion a year. I said, wow, interesting. So that's what we're aligning ourselves with, basically. Because what I've come to realize, most companies in the world, in all industries, they build when the people come. If that makes sense. I'll explain what I mean. They expand when the people come. But what I've realized just in the last 30 days with Envision You, just from really understanding it, because I can look at it from the outside in, but now I'm on the inside and really understanding what's going on. We're building as people are coming. And we've already created a lid far beyond where most people are even thinking we're going. I didn't know. Look, I wasn't even thinking $1 million when I came into this industry. I was not. I definitely was not thinking, what I've been able to accomplish in this industry when I joined. I was like, let me get to $10,000 a month. I'm good. And then I got there. What I've realized with just this platform, what we have on our hands, I'm still 27 years old. I wholeheartedly believe this is a legacy run. This is a legacy run. This is where we set up ourselves and I don't even have kids yet. I got a dog over there, right? I call him my son. But I'm setting up my future little Bryce. Seriously, with the decisions and run that I'm on right now within this platform. That's how I wholeheartedly feel. John C. Maxwell has a book called The Law of the Lid. This company has already set a lid so high, we got to fill up our cup even to get to the top of the lid. It's so much space and room to grow. The company doesn't need to expand as people are coming. It's already so much time, money, and effort has been invested. We just got to continue to grow and do the work. There is enough space for everybody on this call right now to be at $1 million. $1 million in income right here within this platform.
Absolutely.
I've seen it. My first 5 to 7 years in this industry, not only was I able to make $1 million, 20 other people in my organization made at least $1 million. 20. The majority of them are still in their 20s. So I can only imagine. And the things that we have here in Envision You, we for sure didn't have. Kalai will tell you, it'll start. Look, we weren't even licensed or registered in Spain. Think about that. So I can only imagine the amount of success that's going to get created in the next 18 months. For all of you that started a year ago, let's say today is day one. For all of you that started 6 months ago, let's say today is day one. Let's say you started last week. All right, let's say today you start. So let's say today you start, because your start date is not the day that you enroll. It's not. Your start day is the day that it clicks in your mind and you fully understand and make a decision that I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna create a legacy for me and my family. That's the day you start. So for some of you, hopefully, maybe today is that day. Because I wholeheartedly believe and I understand. I don't like to talk about anything I haven't done or at least help somebody do. There are people on this call that's going to be at $1 million income in the next 18 months. Yes. Facts. There are people on this call right now that's going to be at $1 million income in the next 18 months. Let's say today is the day. The first 6 months is going to be full-fledged trial and error. Or the next 6 months. The first 6 months is going to be full-fledged trial and error. I call this the foundational period. You're going to be learning new skills. You're going to be learning how to master presenting the opportunity. You're going to be really like wholeheartedly stepping into the skill set of speaking, right? Write this acronym down. Because this not only goes into speaking, but this also goes into, emotionally connecting with the people that you're presenting the business to. It's called SHARP. 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 This is how you emotionally connect. This is what's going to be learned in the next 6 months. SHARP. Stories. All of us on this call has a story. I started off this call telling my story so you can at least understand a little bit more of who I am. Right? Humor. Hopefully I made you laugh or I made you smile since I've been talking. But hey, all of us have a sense of humor. If you were born, you have a sense of humor. God gave it to all of us. And if you don't have a sense of humor, I heard that the shots have enhances mood and libido. So drink more of the shots, right? The A stands for analogies. The R stands for references. Analogies and references go hand in hand. Sometimes you have to take a similar situation, experience, or concept and connect it with the one that you're trying to explain, just so people can understand it, right? P, pictures and visuals. You got an iPhone, you got an Android, take more pictures, take more visuals. I always tell people, if it's not on camera, it didn't happen. Sometimes people are visual. So document the journey. Document that day where everything is tough. Take a screenshot of your back office where it is today. Take a video of the house that you live in right now. Take a video and a picture of the car that you're driving in right now. Just so when you're driving in that Bentley, or you're driving in that Rolls Royce, or you're driving in that G-Wagon, or you're driving in that Range Rover, you can help people understand what you were driving in 18 months ago, 2 years ago. So they can understand just a little bit more that, hey, you were where they are right now. You've been where they are. Because I can tell you this. I know what it's like for my car to break down on the side of the road. I know what it's like to not have enough money to go get gas and my car is running out of gas. I know what it's like for me to not go get an oil change and my car overheat and almost blow up on the side of the road. I know what all of those things are like, and I got pictures and visuals. So when people see what I pull up in now, look what I used to have. And look what this opportunity, this platform, and this industry has been able to do for me. SHARP. Stories, humor, analogies, references, pictures, and visuals. This is how you connect with the people that you're talking to. You don't want people just buying into a lie. You don't. Yeah, it tastes good. Yes, all natural. Yes, it does all of these metabolism boosters, supports blood sugar. It's great. It's amazing. But in addition to people buying into what you have, people have to buy into you. Because what's the difference between Lisa? What's the difference between you? What's the difference between me? We all got a different story. Mm-hmm. So the people that can connect with me, guess what? Right? This is why they should be right here within this platform. The people that can connect with Lisa, this is why they should be right here within this platform. The first six months is a foundational period. We're understanding sharp. We're understanding how to connect with people. We're understanding the products. We're understanding the services. We're understanding the ingredients. Even me, myself, I'm still learning things like day by day about Envision You. I'm still learning some of the leadership, right? Thank God I got to meet Lisa very early on, even before we started. And a lot of you, I'm extremely excited to, meet a lot of you in person for the first time in Atlanta in May. But the second 6 months, this is what I call flow state, right? Go look up the definition of flow state. Flow state is just it's almost like a whole nother realm of focus. It's like extreme focus. Like I've learned what I needed to do and what I have within the first 6 months. And now the second 6 months, all I'm doing is compounding, right? Compounding the activity. So I'm doing more presentations. I'm doing more home events, right? I'm exposing more people to what I'm doing in the business that I'm involved in. It is not about the people you enroll. It's about the people you expose. So if you need to enroll 10, 20 people to get to that level of income that you want to get to, 10, 20 people to get to champion or whatever it may be, well, guess what? Let me expose double that. Let me expose 10 times whatever that number is. And I promise you, you'll land on the amount of people you need to hit a certain position within the comp plan, right? That's happened in the second 6 months. The third 6 months, this is the stacking period. This is the stacking period. This is where I'm not compounding my activity. I am compounding my activity, but I'm also compounding the amount of new people that I'm attracting. I'm compounding the new stories that's being created outside of myself. And it's no longer about me and my story. It's about the stories of new people that are now joining the business. That's happening a lot within the third 6 months. I'm compounding. When I say stacking, I'm not just talking about stacking the money, right? I'm stacking the stories. I'm stacking the stories of other people. Because just like I told you, once you do it, people join. But when you are able to do it for other people and you can tell that story, that's when things start to really click. 18 months. 18 months. By July of 2025, there are people on this call right now that'll be at $100,000 plus in monthly income. Remember that I said that. Remember that I said that. And I know that to be true. I've seen it happen time and time again. But this is what I want. This is what I want everybody to do. One, definitely today make a decision. Two, if you've already started, well, sometimes you got to start again, right? I hear this in church all the time. The pastor always says, man, today is the time to begin again. Every Sunday, today is the time to begin again. And I think that today is a new start for a lot of people. It's a new start for me. It's Tuesday, January 16th. And what I want to accomplish within this opportunity, I want to see 100 people make $1 million. I want to see 100 people. 100 people make $1 million, right? And I think we're gonna do that. 1,000 champions, 1,000 champions out of this company, out of this platform. And I know that with the back end and all of the infrastructure and things that we have within this platform, the great leadership we have within, people like David and Manitier, people like Yvonne Tapia, all of the great leaderships, people like, Miss Lisa Nicole, people like Gary McSween, Bass Grant, Danilo, like all of these individuals, Chinita Foster, so many that I can't even name them all. The leadership, we have everything we need to accomplish some of the goals that I've seen already be put out there. And I'm just grateful to come add some fuel to the fire. Let's make it happen. So thank you, Miss Lisa, for having me on. I really, really love this call. I love the energy in the chat. Definitely keep that going. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of these moving forward. But back over to you. I appreciate you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see y'all all in Atlanta in May. Let's do it.
Everybody, drop some fire in the chat for Mr. Bryce Thompson. You are so inspirational. Man, oh man, you are incredible. I know you will definitely be one of the first millionaires in this company, definitely at the top of this company. Hey guys, he gave it to you. Today is day one. Day one for you should be the day that it clicks that you can be a millionaire too. If you're claiming it, if you're claiming that you will be one of the first 100 millionaires in this company, drop some fire in the chat right now. Did it click for you? I mean, listen to Bryce tell his story about being a college student and realizing that he could make money trading and sharing the opportunity with people just made my spirit laugh, because we all are right there right now. The more you share, the more success you're going to have. So we don't have a lot of corporate updates. We've already heard a testimonial, but I want you to know that you can share today on our vision call, which happens at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. We have none other than Diamond Leader, Miss Sarah Veerbeck, who will be doing those calls. And she's got a special guest today that you don't want to miss, Mr. Jerome Moe. How many people can you get on that call? How many people can you get on that call? You've got a couple of hours before the first one. Also, for those of you who don't have a lot of experience trading, right? That was me. I was an infant. Every time I thought about trading, I thought it was too complex, right? For the masses. Well, guess what? These women right here break it down. Not only does Nikki Sutherland make it so that a young, child could understand how to trade, but then you have none other than Miss Angela Cruikshank, who breaks down the opportunity and how you can make money learning how to trade. So you definitely want to be a part of this call today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's amazing. I really am so thankful for both of those ladies for doing that call. As you heard Mr. Bryce Thompson talk about, Atlanta is going to be next level. The Alive convention. Do you have your ticket? And remember the promotion that they're running. If you buy a VIP ticket, you get 7 complimentary sprays. Come on, guys. They are taking away all the excuses. If you don't have a VIP ticket, shame on you. I'm telling you, if you miss this convention, you may not be around for the next one. It's going to absolutely change your life. Get your ticket, make the sacrifice. Now, I just got to tell you guys, yesterday, I think they pushed out like 5 or 6 trade ideas, educational ideas. Get your FL2. Why? Because this FL2 app can help you to make money even if you never recruit another person. It can cover your overhead expenses for buying your product or for paying for your VB kit each month. Go ahead. Don't be intimidated. Scan the QR code, sign up, get your broker account, get on the calls. And then today I want to challenge everybody to sample some Alive juices, right? Sampling. I come from the pharmaceutical industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the way they make money is sampling. The more you sample, the more customers you're going to get. The more customers you have, the more stories you have, the more people that convert to become distributors. It's a trickle effect. So definitely sample today your Alive drink. All right, guys. Well, that's it today. Today was amazing. If you were inspired today, drop some exclamation points in the chat. Let's give it back again to none other than Mr. Bryce Thompson. And thank you, Kalaya, for your story. You are also a huge inspiration to so many people. Everybody who's dropping in the chat, was this call recorded? Was this call recorded? And the answer is absolutely yes. And we'll be pushing that out to everybody if you want to share that story, because I think their story inspires people of all ages, right? Because, a lot of times we think that like our network is usually people of our own age group, right? But you can expand your network by sharing other people's stories. So I'll push that out as soon as it renders. And again, Next up tomorrow, we have none other than Mr. Darnell Fuller, who will be giving the morning inspiration. So you absolutely don't want to miss it. So again, thank you guys so much for joining today. We'll see you same time tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. for the Feel Alive call. You guys know we love you and we are all in this together. Love, win, victory. All right. God bless everybody. Have an amazing day. Let's make this last forever. So tell me what you're waiting for. I'm gonna keep it frozen here forever. There's no regretting anymore. It's worth the wait, even so far away. I'm gonna right line until tonight. No lights are break when you're in my face. You know, like when you're